Just a quick one, guys. We've released our January merch drop, so do browse the new collection. We've got the Mr. Blue Nose tees, along with our Stauncho Meter tees. Do, as I said, browse the collection by going down into the link in the description, or going to rfcclothing.com. Anyway, let's get into today's video. And hello everybody, welcome back to the channel, guys. Hope you're all well. Before we do get into today's video, as always, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Rangers content. Okay, guys, so currently, obviously, the sort of main topic of discussions recently in the sort of Rangers space has been the sort of fallout from the old firm, the situation with regards to the officials, Rangers sort of demanding the audio be released, the sort of backing throw, the toing froing with regards to the current situation. But as I said in today's earlier video, I'm kind of done with the old firm now. We'll wait to see if this audio is sort of brought out, and as I said, we'll kind of bury that hatchet and just try and move on with a bit more positive energy and look towards our sort of next games, because this title race is not over by any stretch of the imagination. Of course, we do have Kilmarnock tomorrow, another massive game within this title race. Kilmarnock are a side that have been in good form this year. They're a side that have beat us so far this season. They beat Celtic twice this season. And under Derek McGuinness, he's sort of relishing this. He's quite good against the two Glasgow clubs. He's shown that so far this season. But I do think at Ibrox it will be a different sort of battle, not the one at Rugby Park where they can use the pitch to their advantage. And as I said, I'm really excited and I'm really interested, should I say, to see Rangers bounce back. How do they respond after a defeat? It's been a long unbeaten run since Philippe Clement has come in, which is kudos to the manager, kudos to the players, and yeah, fantastic to see that. But obviously we've had that defeat, but I think a real team, and to show a real team and a test of character is to see how we do respond in that first game back. So I do think this is actually probably our most important game. Now, it sounds ludicrous. We've had a League Cup final. We've had the Europa League matches, which was a massive win. Callum McGregor, by the way, and we've of course had an old firm that we've lost. But I do want us to see how we're going to respond after that first defeat, and to see if we've got the bottle, the heart, the character to get going again and pick ourselves up and really send us into the January winter break in a good place. Of course, we could still close the gap to 2 points if we win our games in hand. So it's pivotal. It's important, and I still do feel Celtic will be dropping points. They're sort of, you know, making out the league title as won that in that game. It was a must-win game for them. I agree so, but I don't think it's certainly not going to be winning the title. I think they can drop points. One draw and we're back on top again from them. So again, I don't think they're the finished article, and we've got an opportunity now to show what we're all about, and yeah, of course, finish this sort of winter or first half of the season on a high, because it has been a high. We've got a league trophy. We've closed the gap all the way back to 2 if you count our games in hand. We've got to the last 16 of the Europa League, so it has been a successful period for us, despite the sort of doom and gloom in and around the place. But yeah, Kilmarnock is our next test, and as I said for Derek McInnes, they are looking fairly good so far this season. They're doing well, our Kilmarnock, and I've been fairly surprised by them, to be perfectly honest with you. They're currently sitting 4th in the table, only 2 points behind Hearts. Their last game, of course, was a 2-2 draw against Dundee, but they're unbeaten in a fair few amount of matches. Their last defeat coming against Hearts on the 2nd of December, and since then they've went on to beat Aberdeen at Pittodrie. They went on to beat Celtic, of course, at their place, drew with Livingston at the Tony Macaroni, beat St Johnstone on the 23rd, then of course beat St Mirren, then drew to Dundee. So in really, really good form, and no team to be messing around with. Unbeaten since December. So again, I do think it'll be a tough test, but at Ibrox, I think, of course, as always, I'm going to favour Rangers, and as I said, I back us to get the 3 points. Now, of course, once this game is over, we've got this 3-week period where Rangers, of course, going to be going away for warm weather training, and then, of course, are going to be playing a friendly against Copenhagen, which is great to see. A bit of a bounce game, get the blood flowing again, get the legs going again, ahead of a really, really pivotal moment. But as I said, the most important part of this moment in time is this January transfer window. And already in the build-up, we've seen Fabio Silva sign. We've been hearing talks about Lawrence Shankland. We've been hearing something about a winger, Million Manouf. We've been hearing about a potential left-back coming in. So we've been hearing rumours, we've been hearing stuff about who the club could go and sign. I do think we're going to be bringing in 3 or 4 additions. So a very, very important time for us now. That shouldn't be underestimated, and we need to make sure that we're bringing these players in. Now, today I do have some transfer news for you as talks are underway. However, one caveat to it is a current player. Look, everybody knows with regards to Abdallah Sima at this moment in time is a player that's came in. He's impressed, I think, and some games he's gone missing. Some games he's really impressed, but he's got a fair few number of goals, and for me, I still think he's a really young player, and I think, for the right price, I think he would be a good player. Now, Rangers do want to try and bring Sima in permanently. Now, we reported to you that not long ago, but more reports have came out with regards to his situation and stated, as I said, that Rangers have started talks to try and land the player, and Brighton, the most important part, would be open to selling the player come the end of his loan deal to Rangers, or to another club for that matter. Now, the only problem is, as I said, talks have been ongoing between Rangers and Brighton about trying to make this a permanent move. There is no buyout clause in the loan contract. It was just going to be a straight loan. But there is one thing, as I said, Brighton are open to the idea, and this comes from multiple sources within the space. But the problem is that a price of 10 to 15 million pounds is apparently being quoted for his valuation. Now, look, everyone can put a certain price on a player's head. That's fine. But look, I think Rangers, or if Seymour wanted to come to Rangers and Rangers actually wanted to, I think Rangers would pay a decent fee for him in the summer. However, it won't be 10 to 15 million pounds. That's just how they evaluate him. Of course, negotiations can be done, and we have spent money previously before on one player. We spent quite a bit on Danilo this summer. We spent quite a lot of money on Sam Lammers and Desses. So we will spend money if we see a right fit. We've had a try before we buy, and as I stated, Rangers do want to make that transfer permanent. Talks are currently ongoing, and the latest reports we do have for you is that Brighton are open to selling him. However, as I said, with regards to the valuation, how much Rangers would pay remains to be seen. It's probably going to be something that's going to be not going to be tied up in January, but something that would be probably tied up later towards the end of the season. The only problem is that he does really well for Rangers, was really good, because that means he's pushing us towards titles. But if he's doing well in Europe, then his probably price valuation and the interest of the player is going to be going up. That's why Rangers want to try and sort talks out and start negotiating with regards to a deal now rather than later, just because of that sort of fact. But then again, the other issue is that, well, if he stinks the place out, then we don't want a player for that amount of money. But either way, it's something that's currently ongoing in the background, and as I said, the latest reports I have for you today is that Brighton are open to selling the player, and talks are ongoing between Rangers and Brighton for the permanent signing of Sima. But again, don't expect anything until the end of the year. We'll have to find out, wait and see. But that's all I've really got for you guys. But over after this Kilmarnock game, guys, do expect some more instant additions for this January transfer window, players coming in through the door. And yeah, we'll certainly find out. More on Sima, he is going to the African Cup of Nations as well, so his valuation probably could go up a little bit more if he impresses there. But again, it's a blow to us because we haven't got a lot of strength and depth in that area that he plays. So something we may have to consider in this January transfer window also. But Rangers fans, that's all I've got for you today. Do let me know your thoughts down there in the comment section below with regards to Abdallah Sima. Would you want him on a permanent transfer? Yes or no? And let me know your score predictions for Kilmarnock. Will we bounce back? Yes or no? Again, comment section below. That brings us to the end of today's video. As always, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and make sure you do check out our brand new January collection, and yeah, go check out our merchandise. Some really, really cool new designs. rfcclothing.com will go down into the link in the description. Thank you guys, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Peace.